There we go. What's up? How's it doing? How we doing? Whoop, there it is. What's up? Am I? Oh, you're in NY? You didn't tell me. I mean, you told me, mentioned it, but what's up there, Herb? What's cracking? Hmm. Interesting. I mean, Hearns is natural weight. I mean, I know he went up to light heavyweight, but I mean, where was Hearns fighting? What weight was he fighting in the 90s? It's true, CJ. That's true. All of them. What's up? Let me see something. When did Nigel Van versus Eubank 2? That happened in 93. Okay, Tommy Hearns, Box Rec. In 93, Tommy Hearns was fighting at light heavyweight. So they could have made it. Like Tommy Hearns fought at super middleweight. He beat my man Michael Olajide. That was at super middleweight. Wow. Only one fight is super middleweight for the WBO title. Then he fought at no, he fought one, two, three fights at super middleweight. Leonard draw, which he should have won. James Kinchin beat. Michael Olajide beat. Iran Barkley was at middleweight. So that fight was viable, but I think those guys were just maybe too big and hit too hard for Hearns. Yesterday, got Barrios versus Pac, Usyk versus Dubois, Berlanga fight posters. Wanted to see if CJ Alberto Yain won. Well, funny because Yain and Alberto have not been present on my site for 2 or 3 days now. They've both been gone. CJ is here though, obviously. What's up, Anthony? Mom Danny. Bailey, I'll take that. Usyk versus Dubois. Okay. Word. Oh man. How was you guys July 4th? Mine was nothing crazy. Bad? Why? What was bad about it? Talk to me. Hopefully you didn't blow a finger off with fireworks, right? CJ, you remember that Jerky Boys episode where he calls? He's like, I just blew all, oh goodness. Oh God, oh Jesus. I just blew off fireworks in my hand. All I have now is my nub. There's blood everywhere. Oh Jesus, what do I do? Remember that one? You got Rich. Just send Marco your address and I'll mail to Marco. Don't want your address. Okay. Pacquiao versus Haney. Interesting. They're almost 20 years apart in age, but okay. Saul Rosenberg. Saul. I think it's Saul, I believe. I believe. There's a lot of Jews out here by the name of Saul. 4th of July sucked. I'm a senior. Fireworks annoying. You're a senior? Who the fuck is that in your picture? Your pops? Because that dude in the picture ain't no senior. That's a grown man. Haney will weather the storm come November. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see what happens. I didn't jump on Nestor's show. I tried to at the very end, but he was ending. Alberto, where you been? What's up, man? 2 days, no Alberto. It was weird. Shit, send me some chili. We all need chili. Shit is rough. This, you got it, CJ. That's it. So mark your address. All right. It was all right. It was actually good. It was actually good. Yeah, it was actually good. You're not a senior citizen. Get out of here. Oh, you are a senior citizen. Oh, maybe that's what you meant. Because young kids wouldn't say they're annoying as hell. I think he meant senior in high school, but CJ, why would fireworks be annoying to a senior in high school? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, where's Yayan been? Traveling? Where? Well, remember Yayan came in the other day and said this will be the last time on the internet for a little bit? Maybe he started doing that. I don't know how long it's going to last because in Indiana there's only 3 things in Indiana: steers, queers, and the internet. So he's got to, you know what I'm saying? And he don't look like no steer to me. There's only 2 things from Texas: steers and queers, and you ain't look like no cow to me, boy. I don't know what that's from, but about to start training MMA. Will this hurt my boxing training? I do each in different stances, so I won't get confused. I don't know. I've never done that. TCP, remind me. How old are you? Where are you from? You're a white dude, right? If I'm not mistaken, you're one of the few white people in this community. Free Yayan. Didn't dude say he was going to be? Yeah, exactly. But he said that. He goes, this is my last day. And then he came on for another 3 or 4 days. So that's why I was like, you live close to Indiana? Where you live at? I don't know who Young Noble is. Sounds like a rap name. So probably a rapper. Alberto, have a boxing poster for you. Which one you want? If you want it. Pac versus Barrios, Usyk versus Dubois, Berlanga, or Berlanga fight today. Got them from an NY bar in Astoria. Yo, Bailey, why didn't you tell me? Should have hit me up, man. You know I'm not that far from you. Astoria. I want to go move back around there. Niles, Michigan. Never heard of it. I'm 68 years old from Egypt near Giza pyramids. No, you're fucking not. Oh, the Outlaws. Yeah, I heard about that. It was suicide? Oh, shit. Well, there's every citizen, so that makes me a historian of the sport. And it's like, it's guys like you that keep sharp and updated. Oh, you're the man. What's a senior citizen, though? Over 65? Isn't that the official parameters? Over 55? Or no? Talk to me. Alberto, Bailey, blessings. I'll take the Pac-Man versus Barrios. All right. What's up, Lightning? Where you been at? Blood. We only talk about technical boxing, blood. I don't deal with, what was it? Elements of speculation. I only deal with observable facts. Fucking Troy. I didn't know Troy was Muslim. I didn't know Hamza was a. I mean, I guess it makes sense. That's a Muslim name. But is mama name Troy? I'm gonna call him Troy. I'm just kidding. Come in here, start yelling at me. Attorney paid some big bucks to cut off a caller on Johnny's stream the other day. Damn. How come ain't nobody paying me any big bucks? Okay, first, two questions. First, how much did he pay? Second, who was the caller? And third, what was the topic that it was so annoying to him that he had to cut off? I know, Alberti was vacationing on Johnny's stream. I'll still get more viewers than Johnny, I'll tell you that. Not by a lot, and not all the time. Johnny's, see, that's because I have a bigger platform, but Johnny builds his streams really well. He's doing a good job with the streams. I think it was 100. And it was that dude, Stock Chasers. That dude doesn't come in my chat. Damn. So Johnny does that shit too to cut somebody's call. I mean, I would do that too, but nobody ever wants to cut anybody. Why the fuck are you in Utah? Your homeboy Diddy beat 3 of the counts. My homeboy? Yeah, I know what he beat. All he got was what? Prostitution or something? Transporting women for prostitution. I think he got that. Alberto, please enjoy the Marco. He ain't sending shit to me. He won't even send it to you. Damn, Tank got nowhere to go. Alberto's too paranoid, I feel like. But one thing about me, people, is I am, is loyal the word? I'm not gonna fucking, you tell me something, you tell me to keep it quiet, I will. Are they Mormon? That's a real question. By the way, guys, call is open. Marco, you're the greatest player in the game. Psh. Thank you. I want to make the money like the greatest player. Can't forget Keyshawn. Sheeraz was asking, I know, I saw that. Did any of you guys actually think that people would recognize Berlanga? You might, because people don't realize New York, what it's like. Nah, nobody's going to know him. Nobody's going to know him at all. Most people won't even know Canelo in New York. I'm telling you. We'll do it again, because I didn't save it. Oh, yeah, you did. Nope. Now I know your first name. I'll keep it quiet, though. Huh. Okay. It makes sense now, CJ. That's a dope first name. That's a dope first. All right. His first name is Tutankhamun. His mom named him after an Egyptian king. CJ's real name is Tutankhamun. It said Toots. He goes by Toots. I don't know. It's weird, but it's cool. That's his real name, guys. I guess I don't keep secrets after all. They didn't recognize Sheeraz. No, why would they? Only one British guy was like, oh, yeah, I know you, mate. So I'm breaking down, as we speak, I'm doing the video of Schofield and, literally, I was just doing it before I started the live, Schofield and Abdullah sparring. First off, whoever made that video was fucking biased and annoying, clearly favoring Abdullah Mason. I mean, clearly. When I watch that and I break it down, that sparring looked, even. Maybe even Schofield landed the more telling blows. But the way it was edited, it was funny. Like Johnny and whoever else was on here was like, yeah, Abdullah got the better of it. He was pushing him. It's like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Now I'm going to release my version. Look, it's all subjective, I suppose, but I didn't think so. And the editing was so biased and fucking annoying, like crying, laughing faces when a punch lands, but then when Schofield clips him, it just doesn't say anything. It's stupid. Marco will send you. Do you have my number? Text me an address. Okay. Just remind me, Toots. That's his real name. Tutankhamun Jerome. That's the J. And his last name is O'Neill. That's CJ. Tutankhamun Jerome O'Neill. That's CJ's real name, guys. Sorry, I blew your cover. Sheeraz versus Berlanga is shit versus Duke. Yo, you ever see a movie called No Holds Barred? Hulk Hogan, Debo, who at the time was Zeus in the WWF, which was the WWE. And there's a scene where Hulk Hogan grabs this dude and he's roughing him up. He's just a regular dude. He's grabbing him. He's like, ah! He's just screaming. Hogan's all big and muscular. And there's like a normal small guy. And then Hogan goes, you tell me where the fuck. He's trying to get some information out of him, shaking him, lifting the guy off the ground. You tell me. And the guy's like, oh, please, stop it. Stop it. Oh. And then Hogan goes, what's that smell? And then the guy goes, Dookie. And Hogan, because he shit himself for fear. And Hogan goes, Dookie? Dookie? And he throws him off. Every time I hear the word Dookie, I think of that scene. Whatever. If you haven't seen it, it's probably not funny. Jay Prince dropped it? Super biased. Mason handled him? All right. Don't be biased, man. You know, I actually like both fighters. Literally, both equally. Literally down the middle. So even if I wanted to be biased, I couldn't be. But you know, I don't come in with bias. The shit was even. Maybe even Schofield landed the harder blows, but pretty even. I'm a bust out my video. I'm gonna show it to you. I zoom it in and I slow mo it. All of it, not just when Mason lands. And some of those angles you don't even see. It's like body shot, LOL, crying face, but Schofield's back is toward the camera, so you don't see it land. Now maybe it did, but the camera doesn't show it decisively. Canelo is going to beat the brakes off Crawford. Okay. Guys, we are taking call-ins. Yeah, it was super corny. You guys hear this cat meowing? Shut up. If Bud can take Canelo power, Crawford outbox him. He controlled the whole sparring. Okay. Exactly, Marco. Honestly, couldn't really tell about the sparring. Agree with you. Credibility is everything. Yeah, you couldn't tell. Not to mention, awful fucking camera. Like, I didn't know they traveled back in time and were sparring in 1992 with a fucking high 8 recorder. Like, it was awful quality, too. For some reason, these bigger guys come in like Berlanga and Mungia and start going. What's up, Rob? Do you guys hear this cat? Shut up. Beat it. Beat it. Get out of here. Beat it. Take a hike. Stupid ass. Nah, so you guys hear it? Fucking annoying. You got a cat now? I got 2. Barely. 2. Now, the mice are gone. We caught 4. There was fucking 4 in here. Now they're gone. I haven't seen droppings, nothing in 3 or 4 days, so I'm pretty sure it's done. 4 got in somehow. And that's the cool thing. The only better thing about the suburbs is if they get in, they usually don't come, there's no holes for them to keep coming in. Mason looked like he was another clip. What do you... Nah, Adrian. First of all, I take that offensive. I take that as an offensive. I take that as you calling me a pussy. I ain't a pussy. I'm not a cat guy. It's my wife. I would have a dog, but I'm not gonna walk the fucking dog every day. It's too much work. Just scored a second round TKO. Oh, nice. Oh my goodness. Just because somebody gets dropped in one fight doesn't mean that they're overall chinny. Now, if he keeps getting dropped, we'll talk. Good. I hope so, Adrian, because that's offensive. That's like being like, you look like a big, sensitive, soft pussy. How likely are you to recommend premium parking? So I'm getting spam texts about parking. Marco, 4 mice, 2 cats, everybody living, eating rent-free. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get my business sold. Looks like it's almost going to happen. Man, we got some big plans ahead of us. Moving the fuck out of here. Correction, he got dropped multiple. He did. By the same guy. All right. But again, one fight. We have to see if it continues happening. I know you're joking, Rob, but there's a little bit of truth to that. A little bit. Cat's eye. Way less work. You know what I mean? Way less work. What's up, Toots?
Yo, you're bugging. I had to run with the joke though. That's funny. Yeah. Keep that on the low, please. I've already been through enough.
Of course. I'm not stupid. Dope name though. I like it.
Appreciate it.
It's a classic, but I love it. What's going on,
Definitely.
man?
No, just chilling. I want to, on a light note, come in on a light note. I want to back up that, yeah, calling someone a cat guy is an insult. I would take that personally too.
Kind of, right?
Right? Hell yeah.
By the way, did you guys know that Rocky Marciano was in the Army? I didn't even know that until I got this shirt.
Oh, no idea.
I didn't either. Wow. Yeah, he was in the Army. But, back then, everybody had to serve, right? Unless you were in college or you had flat feet. After 18, they all had to serve. Joe Louis.
I think there was an exception if you were the only child.
There's a couple exceptions, but and here's a fun fact. If Mo was in here, I'm sure he would know this. You might know this. Do you know that's what put Joe Louis into a lifelong lifestyle of poverty and being bankrupt? Is when he was serving in the Army, he would fight. Right?
Okay.
He would have all these, and this is so fucked up. I don't know if it was some racist shit back then or what. He would have all these exhibitions, and they would pay him, obviously. And then they would go to charity and go to the Army. The government still taxed him on it. He was fighting in the Army, donating to the Army, I believe, and they taxed him on it. So 4 or 5 years after they hit him with the tax bill, like, oh, by the way, 2 or 3 years you're in the Army, you owe us like $1 million on all the money you raised that you didn't even keep for the fucking government.
No, that's hella fucked up. Amazing.
That's now I might be a little off. I don't know if the money went to the Army, but I know that it was given away, and I'm pretty sure it was for the Army because he was fighting on like these Army bases, like doing fucking charity events for all the soldiers and shit to watch, and they would pay him, and he would just give it away, but they still taxed him on it.
No, that's ridiculous. R.I.P. to Joe Louis. Like you said, probably the greatest, or he had the most longevity at heavyweight. You said for generation, that's your number one, right?
Oh, he is. Who was champion for 12 years straight?
Yeah, nobody. Not even Klitschko or Holmes. Yeah,
closest we got was Klitschko at 9. That's still 3 years off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Holmes was
fighting more often as well.
Oh yeah, the Bum of the Month Club.
There you go.
Bum of the Month Club. Yeah. So that's a little fun fact.
Was there anyone Louis didn't fight?
No.
I don't think so.
No. He fought everybody. Super dominant too. Super dominant. I mean, super dominant. Like, man. And he would have been hands down. He had that one loss in his prime. He only had one loss in his prime. He got knocked out. Do you remember that? Do you know who?
I'm gonna get it wrong, but I want to say. See, I don't even want to make the wrong guess, but Tunney.
No, Tony was in the 20s.
My bad.
It's okay.
Who the fuck
It
was it?
was a very politically charged. That was right dead heap in the middle of the World War II with the Nazis. He fought a German fighter named Max Schmeling.
Okay, yes,
And
I know.
Hitler was like, "This is our man. Where he's gonna beat that black, inferior race champion. We're gonna bring it back to the pure Aryan race." And everybody's like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." It's like in Harlem Nights, that boy gonna kill Jenkins. Get at it. Like nobody
Yeah.
thought he had a chance. And he goes, I see. They go, "Do you see something in Joe?" I mean, no, he goes, "I see something in Joe." They go, "What?" He goes, "Oh, I cannot tell. I cannot give it away." And we're like, "Yeah, you see nothing. Get the fuck out of here." And he knocks him out. So afterwards, they go, "Well, what the fuck did you see?" He goes, "Well, when Joe would throw his jab, he would come back and drop it. So he just went over the top with a straight right after Joe jabbed. It was that simple."
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you see it in the fight that he hurts him with it twice and knocks him out with it.
Chill out.
Is that crazy?
Okay.
Just a simple,
hella.
yeah.
But no, they rematched after that. Max Schmeling, I'm familiar with him somewhat. Right?
Joe and Joe knocked him out in, I believe, one round, battered him so bad. And I actually have the same thing. So I saw Max Schmeling interviewed once. And he goes, "You're seeing the fight." And Joe hits Max, and Max turns over and almost freezes with his back, with his side open. And Joe just starts pounding his fucking ribs, pounding his ribs like he's trying to marinate them, right? Overnight marinate them.
Uh-huh.
And then the referee stops it, and Max goes, "To this day, when the weather gets bad, because he broke my ribs," he goes, they start tingling and hurting. He goes, "And it always reminds me of Joe Louis." And
Damn.
I had either a broken rib or a maybe a bruised cartilage from my pro fight, the sanctioned pro fight that I had. The guy we were holding, and he hit me in the clinch in the body, and for some reason it just, and I didn't feel it at the time. But when I was going home, I took a deep breath. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, because of the adrenaline, I didn't feel it. But same thing to this day. Sometimes when the weather gets, I'll feel a little tingle, and it reminds me of that fight. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, it is. That'll
Yeah, because
stay with
I
you.
don't know if he broke it. I think it was broken, maybe, because I don't think a cartilage. But maybe I don't know if a cartilage sprain or a tear would keep bothering you over time. Like, but it doesn't really hurt. It just like tingles, maybe gets achy. Enough for me to notice it, but not enough for me to like not be able to like do shit.
No, that sounds like a broken bone to me, and that's one of the reasons I can't live in a cold weather environment. Not a broken bone, only broke my nose, but my arthritis. I can really feel like when it rains or gets very cold, like unless it's in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was painful.
Got you. Broke the vertebrae in the rematch. That was the vertebrae? Okay.
Damn.
What he done? You see Max scream? I'll bet you do. He was, because he just like froze, just with his whole body just open, like a smorgasbord. Like, all right, enjoy, get what you need. Yeah, now Joe Louis was dope. Joe Louis, and he made it after Jack, because he's the first black champion heavyweight since Jack Johnson. So what are we doing here? 20, right? 1908. So 20 years, no black champion. He made it a concerted effort never to be photographed with a white woman on purpose.
Oh,
Joe Louis,
okay.
right? And I think he banged everything. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. But he was like, "I'm not shit." They'd have to sneak in through the back door and leave through the roof. No pictures.
I must be Yayan's ancestor. He did it. He got down, but he'll deny it.
Max was a good guy. Yeah, Max Schmeling was cool. Like he wasn't with all that Nazi shit. He just happened to be born in Germany and happened to be a boxer. Yeah, that was crazy. Picture like the political, what's the word I'm looking for?
Climate.
Yeah, or just picture how big that must have been. Like those two fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Joe lost.
Yeah, I mean,
how bad that fucked him up.
They had the I mean, he bounced back, but they had the Olympics over there, right? And that was a big controversy.
I think, and we didn't attend, right? In protest?
No, I think that's when this was way later, but when those dudes put up, or maybe it wasn't. Anyway, at some point between the 40s and 70s, those dudes were throwing the Black Power fists up on the podium. That's what I remember.
Mm,
Forget what event that was, but I think
mm.
it was running track or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Marco, what's the pen color? What's the pen colorway for tomorrow? I just have these two. That's all I got. I don't change them. So I've been liking this one. I also like because sometimes like people say like on TBV like they call me a mannequin. I'll freeze. So like I like playing with it because then it shows motion and it's less of the comments like oh Marco's frozen or oh he looks like a mannequin. So I was like fuck off.
Are you still going on there like every day?
Yeah, yeah, I go on for like a little bit in the mornings. It's a mix of it helps build my brand, but I also like going on the show. You know what I mean? Um,
Sure.
you know, uh, but and again, sometimes it's a curse and a blessing because if they're doing anything, since a lot of my followers are from there, you know, I'm second priority. But
Yeah, which sucks. But I mean, I got familiar with you from TBV, but now I follow you and I don't even sub to them anymore. So
appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, even you knew me from them. So it's I mean, look, it's a huge fucking community. Um,
mhm, definitely.
Only one bigger would probably be Showbiz, I would guess. That's really it.
Right.
You know, he does his thing. Um, the Penguin show is good. What?
I was talking about. I've heard of that. The Penguin is, like a Batman spinoff.
Oh,
The
why are
Penguin.
we even bringing that up? I'm
I
confused.
have no idea, but
Okay, whatever. Um, so yeah, so I got approved for all of the presses and the weigh-ins and all that for the girl fights, just not the girl fight itself.
that stinks. You're not going to make the trip for that, are you?
I might.
I would.
I
Okay.
like weigh-ins. So this is something weigh-ins are cool because mad people show up to weigh-ins. Something
Mm,
about weigh-ins, it brings out like the pressers, nobody, but the weigh-ins, and this is a public weigh-in. So I think I'm approved for like an area that's not public, like for the press area, which is a better area, but it's a public. So those are kind of fun. Like with the Garcia Haney weigh-in was cool. I was at that. I might go to that, but the other shit,
okay.
nah. The pressers are like, nah, they're kind of whack. You
Yeah,
know?
the WWE stuff. But no, you might be able to get some good interviews and just footage from the weigh-in. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even go for the interviews and shit. I mean, if I see
I know,
somebody
but you gotta push your brand, man. I know you don't like to do that, and like you don't like to be like a bugaboo, as we used to say,
yeah,
like all up on someone's nuts. But
yeah.
hey, they understand the business. That's how other people get their interviews. That's how Johnny does it. So just come respectfully and say, hey, man, if you have a little bit of time, I'd love to. Da, 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 da. That's how I would approach it.
Not like a lot of them recognize me, right?
Mhm.
They'll be like, "Oh," and then I feel weird being like I almost feel like we're I don't know, man. We'll see though. Maybe I'll do it. Um,
Okay.
it all depends who's there. I don't know, and that's the thing for a fight of this magnitude or level. I don't know what level this is at because it's let's be honest, it's not going to be as viewed or as as some of the men fights. So I don't know who will be there.
Right, but no, based on how they performed last time and that being the best fight on the undercard of the Paul Tyson, I think they'll generate a lot of eyeballs, man. They'll get a lot of views.
Yeah, probably. Probably. This one's on Netflix as well? No,
I'm not even sure.
probably not.
I want to say the Zone, but I could be wrong.
The Zone. Fucking The Zone. You're a great interviewer. Thank you. I mean, I don't know. I feel like being an interviewer is kind of like everybody kind of asks the same fucking questions. I try to switch it up, but you know, and I don't know how these guys don't get bored of doing interviews because like it's like the same questions over and over and over again.
Right.
But I don't know. How was your 4th of July? What'd you do?
Oh, it's cool. Chilling. Like I said, well, first I was on here in the morning, right? And I went up to visit mom for a few hours and then came back, fired up the grill, some burgers, hot dogs, chicken, ribs. It was cool. Like I said, I had like 5 or 6 people over. It was chill. The fireworks went kind of long into the night, even out here in the burbs, so that was annoying, like the senior citizen said. But no, overall it was good.
Mm, yeah,
And how about you? What'd you do to celebrate?
we just went to a pool. with my wife's friends, and they have kids that are like my kids' age. So we all just chilled there, and then went back. Same shit, grilled and just whatever.
That's what's up. No fireworks for you?
We
I
didn't
didn't set
go.
off any.
We didn't set off. We didn't go watch any either. But they were popping off randomly.
Mhm.
So I don't really give a shit about 4th of July. I had
Yeah,
to
but the
work.
kids do. The kids do.
Yeah, yeah. They I guess it's not really a. I guess. Yeah, they were more excited to go to the pool.
They're
They were
just loading their
they,
stuff out.
they were like spent too by the end of the night. I had to work, man. 12-hour shifts every day. Jesus. I can
Put in
tell
that
you're
work.
Caucasian. You said you were going to a barbecue at 2 p.m. Okay, you got to inform me. What, black people have barbecues that are way later? I didn't know that. I've been to black barbecues. They're at all times of the day. What's he talking about?
That's true, but yeah, I think that's what he's getting at.
That's not true, though. Is it?
We'll schedule some shit for 2 p.m. and get it cracking about 5 p.m. I mean, I don't get
Oh,
down like that, but I think I know what he's talking about.
well, he's just saying that they're late, but like barbecues
Yeah.
are generally in the afternoon.
Daytime. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it should be.
Yeah, and by the way, I didn't start at 2 p.m. Ours started at like 6 or 7. So
Okay.
I'm black too.
Yeah. When it was cooling down, I guess I'm black too. No, you said I couldn't be Black Gary in there, and I always remembered that. So no, you can't be black man.
Nah, my mom's is dark though. My daughter is like, she looks Puerto Rican. I was calling her my Puerto Rican princess yesterday. When she gets in the sun, she gets dark. I mean,
Okay.
relative.
Sure.
But yeah, she gets dark. What's up, Ray? Marco, enjoy your time with the family. Time goes by fast. Can't get it back. I know,
true.
man. I wish there wasn't so much damn stress going on, though, right? I mean, maybe not for everybody, but typically 4 to 5 p.m. Okay. So we got
that's what I said. 5.
we got no fights at all this weekend for obvious reasons.
Which sucks. No, we got one. A minor. Fuck, who is it? The prelims are on right now.
Prelims. So it must be in Europe, I guess.
Yes, it is in the UK.
Makes sense.
I
What's
forget.
up, Dwayne? I'm gonna call in. You could just do it. You don't have to say it. Catterall or Eubank? I don't know shit about Harlem Eubank. I watched a little bit.
That's it. That's the fight. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know much about Harlem Eubank. What do we got here? Who do we think is going to win this one?
I got Harlem myself. I think Catterall's past it. It's been too much.
Catterall fight? What was a couple of the fights that he was in, the big ones?
Taylor.
Right, and
Josh
Taylor beat him, right?
Word, yeah.
They only had one fight or two?
They had 2. I think they split, but the first one was very controversial. I think Taylor should have got both. That's my opinion.
Okay. Harlem Eubank. All right. I was at the awesome 4th of July party last night, and I got buzzed, and I had to get up for work at 3:50 a.m.
Damn.
Well, what do you hatch chicken rooster eggs in a like? Why are you getting up?
No, it's probably in construction or one of the trades, I would imagine.
Let's see. That's even early for construction. I feel like they start at like 6, maybe not 3. Like even if it takes him an hour to get ready, that means he's leaving his house at 4:50.
Yeah, maybe it's a commute. I used to get down like that. I was living up in Sac and working down in the Bay, and it would take 2 hours to get down there. So I need like 3 hours of buffer time.
Wow. That didn't drive you crazy having to do that?
Hell yeah, it did. I only did it for like 6 months until I could,
Couldn't take
move down to the Bay, move closer. But yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, they don't talk like that. That's all. That's purely LA, right? And even LA, like not everybody has that accent.
Right. That's some 90s shit, but it's funny.
Hey, fo, Berlanga by stoppage. Yeah, okay.
Nah.
Yes, stress. Marco, you don't know stress. Try defending a guy facing a life sentence and winning.
Okay.
No, I disagree with that. You're defending him. If
right,
you
your life's
lose,
not on the line. Yeah.
You get an L on your record, but you're not like, come on. If I lose,
you ain't going.
I'm fucking homeless. Like, come on.
Word.
Nah, different. What's up, Berto?
What's up, Marco?
Why the fuck are you in Utah, man? You got Mormon relatives? What's going on?
No, just got some family out here, so
You a
just
Mormon?
came over here for the holiday.
You're not a Mormon, are you? Oh, silence. You are a Mormon. This fucking guy. But doesn't he curse? Yeah, he does.
He's not gonna divulge anything.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. So he's probably a Mormon, but he's like fucking like the black sheep. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
unknown fact, in college, I was banging a Mormon girl, right? And I was her first. Like she'd never, and it was they were all like, and since I wasn't a Mormon, it was like she was such a bad girl, you know. So
Yeah,
I
you're a
actually
scumbag for that one, Marco.
honestly, I didn't. It wasn't really. I don't even know why I did it. I think I was just bored. Like I wasn't really into her. But I went to the church
See?
with her once too, just for like shits and giggles. I went to the church and I met them, and they were like, they were very they were like they definitely were marching to the beat of their own drummer, all of
Mhm.
them. You know what I mean? Damn,
That's
Berto's a
like
Mormon. All right, makes sense now. Uh,
that's unique. I never heard of a Mexican Mormon, but
yeah, right. Me neither.
No, I'm not Mormon, Marco.
Is your family Mormon? The ones you're
I
visiting?
can't divulge that, but
Ah, they
no,
are.
they're not Mormon, Marco.
You
No
just
one's
said you can't
Mormon.
divulge it. Then you said that, so they're
right,
not. So why the fuck would they move to Utah?
right.
Wait, hold on, you cut off.
Why the fuck would they move to Utah if they're not Mormon? Like, who does
I
that?
mean,
Except
there's
unless you're on the
Mexicans everywhere,
Jazz.
Marco.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you usually prefer a warm climate, just like just like my people. It's just unusual, Utah. I've been
Yeah.
through there, but
Are there a lot of Mexicans in Utah?
I didn't see
In
not a
Salt Lake
one.
City, there's a little community.
Huh. Well, it must be way cheaper to live there. I would bet because who the fuck wants to live there unless you're Mormon? If you're Mormon, or maybe not cheaper. I don't even fucking know.
You know,
Like
Salt Lake City is semi. It's kind of like a Sacramento, that level. It's not like the city or
Exactly.
anything like that.
yo,
But
I'm not
yeah,
evil, bro. She came to me.
thank you.
Shout out to Joseph Smith. Yeah, exactly. No, in order to win something, hours of prep, you must believe. Um, wait, hold on. What the fuck is this? And not knowing the outcome like boxing. Okay. What's up,
Yeah, but
Robert?
still, the stakes are different. The stakes are just like Marco said, you lose in the case, which sucks, but you're not going to prison for life, so it's different.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Was she? No, no, no.
Come on, see, that's what makes you a scumbag. I don't even like this girl. She's not even fine, but fuck it, she's
Oh,
gonna
I
let me smash.
know. I know. It was. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know.
Marco wanted backdoor action.
Yeah, it was. It was. It
Uh-oh.
was. It was. It was pure boredom. Pure. Like I did not enjoy my. This when I was living in Arizona when I was on the boxing team. I did not enjoy my days there. It was so boring in Arizona.
Really? I thought they had it popping at Lake Havasu at spring break. That's
If
where
you're
all the
like a,
girls
if
going
you're like if you're like
girls
a
going
frat
wild.
if you're like a frat boy, yeah, it was a huge like Greek culture, but I'm not a frat kind of person. So if
Me
I was in
neither.
a frat, I went to a frat party too with them once. I was like I wanted to slap all of them. I couldn't. Nah,
Did
I
you
feel you.
pledge
I've
Kappa,
been there.
Marco?
I didn't pledge
He didn't
shit.
play shit.
I pledged Phi Beta pugilism. Pugilism?
Oh,
Whatever.
pugilism. Yeah, you got it. Marco's kind of like me. We just do our own thing. I'm never going to be part of an organization like that where I have to go through like humiliation rituals
Nah,
just to have some friends. Fuck that.
fuck that. Fuck that. Parties were like, but it was like the shit you see in the movies. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
shit. And Revenge of the Nerds was actually filmed on that campus, the University of Arizona campus.
Oh, it's interesting.
Marco, you got
Yeah.
a body shot taken off of you?
No.
What?
No. Corny. Hell no.
Oh, okay. I know what he's talking about.
Not
No,
even
that's
if
that's
it's like a
wild.
lady.
It's just goofy to me to like lay down in front of everybody. Nah, that shit's private. Fuck that. That's goofy to
Word.
me. Look, I'm not criticizing people who do it. Like I get it. Some people have fun. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but nah, that wasn't something I'd want to do. In private, maybe, but not like in a fucking party with everybody watching and shit. Nope. If I
Yeah, I
take
went
that,
to frat parties at like UC Davis and Sac State and Sonoma State.
mhm,
Yeah, I never got super down. I would watch it though. I would watch all the beer bong activities. But yeah,
mhm. Berlanga got 16, 17 first round knock. Is it 16 or 17? I thought it was 16, but then Ness said, I'll just look it up right now. 17. I swore it was 16. Let's see. All right. First round. Okay, I got to count. Okay, so the first one was 8. He went 8 rounds. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. It wasn't 17. That's what I thought. 16 first round knockouts. Okay. Still impressive, but not 17. When I got to college, I seen a dude fingering a girl's hole in the middle of the party. That's a
You dropped
weird
out
way.
after that. I was traumatic.
First of all, that's a weird way to express that. Secondly, why would you drop out? What you mean 17 total? Oh, no, we're talking. Okay, I got you, Ray. No, we're talking about the ones in a row. That's the streak. Like in a row. Okay, got it. 16 in a row. So I got to specify in a row. All right. Tell you guys never played other sports. I could cry when lost football games in high school because Sam's box was crying after fights.
Bullshit. I told you guys wrestling, football, baseball, now softball, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I played sports.
Yeah, I never felt like crying. I felt like I threw some chairs and shit. I remember
Yeah,
I got
I would get
pissed.
angry,
Yeah.
not heartbroken.
But that's how, I mean, whatever. That's how guys, I think that's how we metabolize sadness. We get pissed.
Mhm.
Yeah, he beat the pregnant guy. Oh, that was the first round? Well, the guy was formerly pregnant. He looked like he gave birth. Not that he's.
It's like, what the fuck?
The last guy, one of the guys he fought had looked like he just got gastric bypass surgery and he lost, he was all flabby and shit.
Marco,
that
is there any fights this week?
Just what's up, Bam? No, just Catterall and
Catterall in Harlem.
Harlem.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that makes sense. They don't give a fuck about 4th of July over there in England. And they're both British, right?
Mhm.
Harlem. That's kind of a cool name.
It is. That's better than mine.
Nah. I feel like if you're not I know a girl named Brooklyn. Well, I don't know her well, and she's not from Brooklyn. I feel like that's weird. Or maybe it's weirder if you're from there and you're named it. Like my name was Manhattan. Like that'd just be like what? Then winning and losing should matter, especially when it comes to a man ever seeing his family again.
No, it definitely matters, just on a different level. If that's like an 8 out of 10 stress, then Marco is like 10 out of 10. And I feel like I'm 10 out of 10 too.
This guy sounds like a Charles. Who are you talking about? Yeah. No, it's yeah, it's stressful. The whole world.
You been stressed, Marco?
Hell, you know that. Hell yeah, bad. It's all,
Do you get attacks?
Nah. Thank God. And I'm not shitting on people who do, because no, it's just constant stress. I grew up in a way where I couldn't get attacks. I'd alwad have to be sharp and on point. I'd always have to be alert. So I never went to that. Weirdly enough, when I get stressed, I get even more alert and more sharp because it's almost like survival mode.
That makes sense.
But no. But it's still been very, and it's all business shit. It's all business. A little bit of family shit, but mostly business shit. The guy talking, I don't know who you're talking about. Stress backwards is blessed. Okay.
Not
It's
quite.
not. No, it's not, but you get the message.
What kind of school these cats going to, Marco?
Yeah, mysterious. He said he dropped out. That's it. There you go.
He saw the hole and he was like, fuck this. Oh, shit. That's funny. Marco, we were talking offline about stress. You were extremely gifted. But thank you. No, I know I am. I know it's all about practicing gratitude and all that shit. And that's true.
Your wife taught you that, huh?
Partially. I do have therapy. I do that. And that helps.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start, and that I think I've told you guys that took me. I didn't start doing that to my 40s. I refused to get therapy before that because that's in the hood, especially looked at as a weakness. Like, what you think? What am I? I ain't crazy. I don't need that shit. You know, it's all that. I mean, I fought it tooth and nail, and then I figured everybody can benefit from therapy as long as it's the right person. Everybody can, because we've all had shit that we've gone through. All of us. Some of us way more severe than others, but we all have. And I think, especially in as men, especially in boxing, as fighters, or especially as anybody who grew up in a hood area, like it's a real, it's looked upon as a major weakness to be in therapy. Although I believe since COVID, it's universally becoming more accepted, even by the hardest of hard rocks. So,
What does the shrink help with?
Well, mine's not an actual shrink psychiatrist. Psychiatrists just prescribe just techniques with how to deal with, they get to know you and know what you're going through. Then they help with techniques and tell you how to get to the root of shit, because the shit that stresses us is almost what we're worried about, and how it affects us at the very end it's almost never about that deep down. It's about other shit, and getting to the bottom of what is really making you, because you could take 5 of us and we could all go through the same thing, and all 5 of us will react way differently to it. Some of us won't give 2 fucks. Some of us will take a knee from fear. Some of us will be moderate. You know what I'm saying? And that's all because of how you were raised and which way your brain goes from the triggers that happen.
I guess my
That
only
makes sense.
my only pushback is that it just feels so like transactional. Like if I'm not paying this person 60 or X amount of dollars an hour, they wouldn't be listening to me. I guess that's the only thing that makes me not want
No,
to.
that's a fact. That's a fact. But like, give you an example. Mine, like, I have a super discounted rate because he knows I'm going through some financial shit. Like, after a while, it's both. You have a relationship, but it is also a business. It's a business and a friendship. It's kind of both, in a way, with therapists, with good ones. Some of them are just money hungry. It's really about finding the right fit for you. It's really important. But the right fits do actually care about you. They do. I'm not saying they're your mother or father, but they care. So, you have a house, car, kids, food, for therapy, but barely. But yeah, that's true. Therapists provide you tools to cope. That's a fact. Been in therapy since I was 18. There you go. And look at this guy. This guy's thugged out to fucking all hell. Growing up in Harlem. Look at him. Oh, you from Harlem too, Ray? Well, I'm not too, but from Manhattan. How old are you, Ray? See? Listen to this dude. I mean, you have love. You love. Yeah, no, love's important. You can talk to me for free. Thank you. What's your advice? Just drop out.
Right. What's mysterious advice? Yeah, drop out. Just quit.
Drop
Fuck.
out. Turn the other way. Alberto, I knew there was a reason I like you. Reasoning very sound. Now, Alberto's smart. Did 3 years with the lady. Yeah, couple. Well, and that's a big one. A lot of couples therapy will happen first because the women are way more, way more likely to like fucking push it on us. My wife pushed it on me. I would have never gone to therapy if it wasn't for her. If you live in America, you are blessed. The entire world risks their lives just to live here. Ask Chavez. That's a fact. Yeah, I forgot, man. I forgot. Wagner, right. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, man, growing up where we grew up, that shit is rough. Harlem, Jesus Christ. I mean, you're 32. So it was a little better when you were growing up than my time, but it was still fucked up.
Marco, is there any updates on Jake Paul with ICE, or he's just gonzo, like he's out?
With what I heard, he's in the holding, whatever it's called, the deportation holding.
Oh, and like the cage?
Whatever it is, and they said, from what I heard earlier today, within hours he should be on the plane.
Damn.
Like when he gets back, he's good, right? He just gets off the plane and he's free. Or is he still in custody?
Nah, because he has warrants in Mexico, so he's fucked.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's cartel ties. I think he's gonna go to the slammer.
Yeah.
And then I think Trump is like, did you see, Marco? I know you don't follow politics, but did you see that Trump built a Alcatraz Island type of thing in Florida, where it's like surrounded by gators if they try to escape from like the cages they have?
Nah.
That was wild.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That sucks. Poor guy. I mean, I don't know. From what I'm hearing, people are saying that he's not part of the cartel. Like that's bullshit. But I don't know. I did a poll. Here, I'll pull it up. I don't know if you guys see the poll I did?
No, I didn't catch it.
Let me pull it up.
I've been off the loop the last 2 days.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, I was thinking, Yayin too has been gone, both of you. It's like you guys are fucking together on a family vacation.
Marco, pause.
You and Yayin. All right, here we go. Let's see the poll. Poll posts. Here it is. Can you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Jake Paul had anything to do with Julio Chavez being arrested and deported? Only 1,000 votes. Actually, I guess nobody gives a fuck, but the majority believe no, Julio already had legal trouble.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I tend to fall in that camp. Yeah, I'm with that, with the poll results.
Because why the fuck did Jake Paul put an American flag? Oh, but it was 4th of July. Because he put Go ahead.
Jake Paul put Canelo as next. I thought that was wild. Like, what does he mean? He knows he's not gonna fight Canelo, so it's like that gave me the impression he's the one calling ice.
Here we got the other one.
CJ, what do you think? Am I crazy for that?
Yeah, you're kind of. I mean, I understand you're all about your people, but that's a stretch. Calling out Canelo and calling ice is two different things. I don't see the through line.
I got you.
Here we go. 6,000 votes. The majority believe Usyk wins a third one. But look at that. Second, people care more not to see it than they think Fury can win.
Oh, this is Fury Usyk 3. Yeah, I tend to fall into that 31%. Fuck it. I've seen it twice.
Oh, this is
all
me
good.
chilling. What's this one? After seeing Jake beat Chavez, is Jake able to beat any of these champions? And look at that. The one who has the best chance of beating, it's tied between it's Badu Jack, but even that 7% for it. They give him zero chance almost of beating any of these champions.
Yeah, no way, man.
Oh, so this one has 10,000 votes. What's this one? After seeing the press comments, who do you think is more motivated to win the mega fight? Pretty close. They still got Bud, but that's pretty close, right? 45 to 37.
Yeah, I think Bud has more to prove, and he still has his unblemished record. So I would say he's more motivated. Doesn't mean he's going to win. Obviously, I think he will, but yeah, a little more spark.
I like looking at these. I'm curious, like what my followers and shit, like what, and they're all. I feel like they're all pretty sound minded. You don't get a lot of like bullshit in these polls. Wow. So here, Boots, 72% think he'll beat Virgil, out of 7,000 votes. Damn, that's pretty.
That's kind of lopsided.
I'd put it closer.
Yeah. 60-40.
Yeah, that's about right. And here's another one, almost 10,000. Which fighter's controversially offensive antics hit the boxing culture the worst? Overwhelming Ryan Garcia. I only threw Keyshawn in there because what did he just do recently? Oh, because he
went into the locker room and
yeah, got in the fights. But Tio's and Ryan's are racist, which is a lot worse than obviously getting into a fight in the locker room. But yeah, Ryan by far. But I feel like Tio's almost tied with Keyshawn, but he's saying shit almost as bad as Ryan, no?
Yeah, not quite, but yeah, he's pushing that line, definitely. Hey, speak on Alberto.
Like as far as I already spoke on the like the Tio one or the Ryan one.
Well, comparing them.
Who do you think's worse?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the? You guys were comparing like the severity of the comments or the?
Yeah, like let me get this super chat though first. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Come again.
Kudos to TCP statement about America. Supercharging for great points. TCP earned you this one.
He meant super chatting, but yeah.
What did TCP
super
say?
Chatting.
Berlanga by
that people
stoppage?
died. That people die to come to America, so like we
should
just
to try to get here.
Oh, okay.
Yo, let me quickly put a bow on the therapy thing. I can't say never. Like when I was a kid, we had family counseling, and then I had taken my mom to a therapist after she got sick, but I just never had a good experience. Like again, Marco said, you got to find the right fit. But I will say this, that I see the value in it. Like a lot of those things I had to teach myself after divorce, like, I guess you call it coping skills. I call it like problem solving skills because I'm not just looking to feel shitty and cope with it and like put a band-aid on it. I want to solve the issue. Like that's how men are wired. So I say that to say, yoga, meditation, gratitude, all these different kind of things I kind of taught myself. And I think that's what a therapist provides, just like a greater self-awareness. You can see yourself from like a third person perspective and then dial down on the issues. I think that's what it's about. Like I said, I don't have a ton of experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier now to find one because there's the internet and like they have websites where you can just like try them, and if you don't like it, nah, go for another one. But back in the day, it's like you go to a place, and that's pretty much it's a lot harder. But
Yeah, you can even do it strictly online, like BetterHelp. I know that's a
there's a
site.
bunch of them. Yeah. COVID really made the mental health industry boom.
Right.
Still is. COVID, Trump, everybody's helping, or whatever's happening. Maybe not Trump itself, but just the political climate itself. Yeah, man, everybody's going nuts. Where's
Till this
Johnny?
day.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't know.
I don't know where Johnny is. We can give each other some form of therapy. We can give each. Yeah, I mean, only a man knows what a man needs. That sounds extremely.
I thought the same thing.
BetterHelp. I was a troubled kid, weren't we all? And never had therapy. I had to learn how to handle it on myself. Me too. So I always look down on that as a form of mental weakness. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I was the same way. But the problem is the tactics that we use as children to get us by that are effective then aren't always effective as adults, and that's the problem. I went through that myself. As a kid, I was good, but now there's certain things that as an adult it just doesn't. It creates more imbalance and stress in my life handling it the way I handled it as a child, because we're not fucking kids anymore. But I get you. Therapeutic. Thank you. Therapy reminds me of the movie Space Jam. It's a really weird thing to say. The fuck's he talking about? Space Jam.
You know what? I know this is blasphemy for my generation because I was like 10 when that dropped, but I never seen Space Jam all the way through. I never seen it.
Me neither. But I was like fucking 17. I was out, chasing girls and going to parties. Like I didn't want to watch a fucking cartoon. And I hated Michael Jordan at the time. He'd kill my Knicks. It's the last thing I wanted to do. Haha, meaning as men, we go. I know what you meant. I know. Is it true Jake Paul has something to do in his contract? He cannot. I mean, if that's true, that's the exact definition of a fight being fixed.
Right.
If that's true.
I mean, they were saying it in the Tyson one. I don't think Chavez could have knocked him out. I do think he took it easy and for some reason wanted to turn up late in the fight. Too little too late. But it's very possible, man. I'm a fan of what he's doing for women's boxing and just giving people a platform overall. But his fights, like specifically, I'm not checking for him.
Yo, TCP, me too. Those endorphins get released. I'm good for the whole day. I am with you 1,000%. The problem is that's a Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do it every day or you'll be back to square one every day. But agreed.
Right. But Marco, you said you're not trying to get a dog because you have to walk it every day. That's the point. Like they're much more loyal and like interactive than a cat. A cat will come and go as they please. A dog is always down for you. You guys hear my dog from time to time.
No, I get you.
But no, that's what gets me out running. So if you want to do some road work or whatever, or if your knees are bad, you could do a bike, whatever. But no, dogs are good for exercise.
I got you. I have kids, so I feel like a dog would if I didn't have kids, I'd be with you. I would have had a pet for sure. Because it's and it's way less. They don't talk back. They don't get in trouble in school. You know what I'm saying? Way easier. What's up?
Marco, are you going to be on later?
Tonight? Yeah. Why, you bouncing?
Yeah, I got a dip. If you're on later tonight, I'll get on.
All right. Enjoy the LDS church. Have fun.
All right, Marco, will do. Thank you, fam. Peace.
Yeah, I told you I went with her to one of those churches. That shit was so weird. They were like, you ever see the show Big Love?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, it was all about Mormons and shit. It was like 10, 15 years ago. The show was old, but it was kind of like that.
Just
Then,
hella cultish, right? Not to shit on anyone's religion, but I
yeah,
bet
yeah.
it was
Oh,
like a
no, no,
cultish vibe.
absolutely. Absolutely. But like blind faith.
Mhm.
Just like, I don't want to say stupid because some of them were like, what? My astronomy professor, right? I remember he's astronomy professor, science, right?
Mhm.
And what they
Right.
believe, science and religion usually don't mix, right?
Mhm.
I'm at the church with her. I went to like one event. She's like, "Come with me." I'm like, "Fine." I'm gonna have a laugh. Like to me, I'm like laughing at everybody, but not in their face, just in my head. I don't want to be rude.
Right.
And I see my fucking astronomy professor there, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I remember I wrote him an email, and he never responded. I said it really
Oh
nicely.
shit.
I was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just curious. Being a man of science, and then now I saw you that you're a Mormon. Like, what do you think about the two? Because a lot of people think that." I basically asked him. He just never responded. And I said it nice. I wasn't like being a dick because I was really
Right.
curious what his response would be, but he never
Yeah.
responded.
That's a good question. No,
What?
okay. I don't want to take it there, but like, you think their eyes were like glazed over, like they almost had like a hypnosis?
LDS means Latter Day Church of Latter Day Saints, Eric. That's what
Right.
the Mormons. And I only know this because I knew this Mormon girl. They call themselves LDS, Latter Day Saints, which
Yeah, they
means
don't call themselves Mormons.
right. They say LDS, so that's what that is. What'd you say? Do I think they what?
Oh, they were like, seemed like you got the vibe that they're under hypnosis, kinda.
No. Well,
Not like strictly,
they
but like
acted.
like a little bit
They
of.
acted. Yes, they acted that way. But but
Yeah.
I don't think they really were. But yes, it was a bit of a
Right.
yeah, like a cultish kind of like, God, and time to make the donuts, time to make the
Hmm.
donuts. Like
Right.
that's a very 80s reference, but I think you get it.
I do.
That's a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. A
Yeah.
couple of Mormons came to my door. I thought Jehovah's Witnesses did that. They both do. The Mormons go on, what are they called? Missions. They go
Hmm.
all over the country. Some will come, some will stay in America, some will go to like Africa, depends, whatever, Asia, and they try and spread the word. You see them. They're always
Well,
two of them. They're wearing white shirt, tie. They're always white, almost always.
mhm.
That's another thing. I remember being like, Mormons didn't allow black people to be part of it until like the 60s or 70s. And I was
Yeah.
like, I,
There's
I remember arguing with her. I'm like, what the fuck kind of, that's God? That's God, not letting
right.
black people. And then her response, well, God just knew that the world wasn't ready for that yet. They weren't racist. And I'm like,
Hell
okay,
no.
I'm done here.
Yeah. No,
Like,
they have like
eh,
stuff in their book. Like I remember the phrase "white and delightsome" is part of their
mhm.
part of the doctrine. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
No, I was just like, and any fact you bring up, like they have an answer. Like the thing with the black people not being allowed. Well, the world wasn't ready. I'm like, that what?
Yeah,
No,
wouldn't God be able to make the world ready for
of
that? Isn't
course,
that anyway?
ridiculous. And why would God allow all the slavery and all the shit that was happening? Like, why would He allow that? Why that doesn't make sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, that and like their founder. I mean, the religion wasn't founded until the 1800s. What
Right,
religion do you
Joseph
know
Smith.
is only a couple hundred years old? Like, does that even? Yeah, him.
Oh, the only one newer is Scientology.
And the funny thing is, what made him become? And I'll drop it after this. But you know what made Joseph Smith become their leader? The Dead Sea Scrolls were found. These are
Mhm.
ancient Egyptian scrolls found by archaeologists. And Joseph Smith looked at them and read them. He said that through God's voice, he was able to read what they said, and they were chapters of the Mormon Bible. That's what was written. It was saying, look, even the ancient Egyptians knew about the Mormons and the LDS and all that, and that's what this says. Okay,
Mhm.
fine. About 80 years later, we start advancing in hieroglyph reading. And now we know what it really says, and it was excerpts from the Dead Sea Scrolls. It said nothing about Mormonism, and that was a proven fact. So that debunks Joseph Smith's entire uh, cornerstone of why he was looked at as this voice of God, because he was able to read these hieroglyphs that nobody could read through the voice of God. But then that was proven that what he said was completely bullshit. It had nothing to do with Mormons. It was the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Right.
And I remember saying that to
Okay.
her, and they still had some kind of oh, well, that was, she tried to like say it's not true or something. I'm like, it's a fact. Look it up anywhere.
Mhm.
So I don't know. To me, that was crazy. Like it was disproven. It's like if we found out that Jesus was like never lived for sure. That's literally what that's like. That they crushing the whole cornerstone of the religion. It just completely dissolved it and made it fake.
I hear you, but belief is a strong thing. You could come with all the logic you want. Some people are so deep into it, they're not gonna let that go.
No, and I saw that. Yeah, and she'd be like, "Well, what's your agenda here? Why you?" I'm like, "Agenda? Nothing. I just was. I met you. I wanted to read up into it. I would ask.
Right.
I just wanted to see her. She had no response to it. So yeah.
And you still smashed.
I did. Yes. Viciously.
There you go.
Mercilessly. If we could prove God existed in the universe, then he wouldn't be God existed in the universe. True. True. No, I get that. I'm just saying, I just never knew any religion that is only 200 years old. Like, that's crazy to me. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, the whole idea of religion is supposed to like be ancient and going way back. Like God just revealed himself 200 years ago. What about all the hundreds of thousands of years before that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I'm not going to get too deep into this.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I believe evolution disproves creationism. No slight to anyone who. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm completely with you. You see evolution. You see it. You look at a bear. Like a bear is clearly like a dog evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like the bear came first, and the dog is an evolutionary domesticated part of a bear. Like you could just see these things. They're so clear. Certain animals, like you see, oh, this evolved from that. Obviously, you know what I mean to me. But
I feel you.
Right? I mean, certain things like, oh, okay, like a house cat is clearly evolved from a fucking the big cats. That's obvious.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, whatever. Let's keep it boxing, all right?
Let's go. Yeah, we get off into some fucking topics in here. It's surprising, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, if boxing had more going on, all these religions be touting peace, but all I see are people. That's a fucking fact. I believe religion is the biggest cause of war historically than anything. I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah. Science is God's spoken word becoming true. Science is a physical explanation. Maybe. Everything came from something. How did it start? Well, I don't know. Big Bang Theory? God? Who knows? Who knows? Where's the half lizard, half human? Well,
such a dumb question.
Not everything evolves like that.
Shit.
And it wouldn't go that far. Like you'd have to have a lot of steps in between that. You know what I mean? That'd be creepy though. Maybe Alberto's the half lizard, half human.
No comment.
No, I know you guys are trying to keep it. I get it. I might call in one day. You people speak with intelligence and facts. You people. You people.
Oh, that's racist.
It can't be with me and you up here. Hey, salute to you. I appreciate it. That's funny.
Call in. I think he's black. I think he said he's black. Yeah, because he's one who commented about me with the barbecues, right? Mm-hmm. Right, Wavy? You believe this shit? You people. What's up, Joaquin? What's going on?
Hey, how many we got in here? I'm not on YouTube.
Almost 30. Not a lot.
That's cool for a morning stream, a Saturday stream.
Yeah, I mean, still, it's the holiday. Like, last night my business was mad. Like, we had to cancel all the shows because I should have closed. I usually do close on July 4th, but I thought, I don't know, give it a shot. Because it's New York. Not everybody gives a fuck about going out, but it was a bad move.
Right. You can't even see fireworks in New York, I'd imagine. Too many fucking lights.
Oh, yeah, you can. People pop them off rooftops all over the place. You see lots of little ones everywhere. And then you got the big ones in down in Manhattan on like near the East River. I think is the Macy's fireworks. I believe Macy's does it. Or am I confusing that with New Year's? Yeah, Macy's fireworks. They do it. That's the big one. And then every little borough, like there's a huge one in Brooklyn. Or maybe Brooklyn is where you see the Macy's one. Yeah, okay. So I think Macy's, the what's it called?
The store. The department store, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They for years have popped off fireworks, right?
Okay.
Tia, the fireworks are Macy's, right?
Yeah, it used to be. You want to taste a little hot pepper?
Sure.
It's like
That's the one that when we went to Brooklyn, that's the one we saw was Macy's, right? It's the same one that you see in Manhattan, right?
I think so.
Tia's growing hot peppers. She was letting me taste it.
We
Just
ate all of it, but it's good. It has good flavor.
woo! Fuck! That just hit the back of my throat.
It's good, right?
Pause. Yeah. That just hit the back of my throat with some zest.
Fruity.
Woo. Fuck. All right. That's a jalapeno.
Good stuff. Okay.
I feel like ish. God bless America. We all feel like ish at times, man.
He just hung over.
I'm currently at work. It would be too loud. I don't want to ruin the quality of the show. All right. Well, I don't mind if you want to call in, but if you want to wait, up to you. You would have done great. I did go to college, you fucking clown. You fucking clown. I did go to college. I went to a little bit of grad school. I went to medical school even.
Damn. Okay.
You clown. Nah, I'm not really calling you a clown, but I did go to medical school for 2 semesters in the Caribbean. So it sounds way better than it is. Anybody could fucking get in pretty much with a degree, with a college degree. Okay. I didn't have to take the MCATs, none of that shit, and I dropped out. But I did go. I had 2 different experiences in actual grad school, but I never got a degree for it. And I do have my college diploma, but full disclosure, like I think my GPA was like a 2.5 or 2. It was awful grades. So
yeah, you got through. That's all that matters. What were you interested in doing with the medical school?
Being a doctor. I don't know what form of medicine, but yeah. But I saw very quickly, like when we started doing with cadavers and when I started fucking trying to like examine people, like I was like, nah, I'm good. And it was hard. Like I've never been a student, believe it or not. Certain things I'm good at, English. Like I have an English, a creative writing minor. Like I could write paper, like, but taking tests, I was never good at. And I didn't start panicking or anything. People always ask that, but I just was never good at, like, I'll study my ass off and then the test goes in front of me and it's like I studied the wrong things because it's like I don't even fucking study this part. Well, that happens so much to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, Joaquin. I know. It's not a bell pepper.
Bell pepper.
That shit was hot.
That's good. That's good.
It was quiet night here in. Oh shit! Josue's from LI. Is how he.
All right.
Hey, cool. It was quiet night here in LI. Not half of what we usually get on the other 4th of July, fool. All right, sorry. They don't even say fool anymore, do
they? See, you're gonna make me be racist. You're trying to make me be racist.
Oh, that's like Mexicans, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, I knew that. They say fool and cuz is like the black dudes say cuz, right?
Word.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Or blood, depending.
Yeah, right. Damn gang. It was I know. I was just playing. Even science confirmed that everything died on Earth from the prehistoric times. No, not everything. That's absolutely not true. Sharks are clearly old. Cockroaches can live through a neutron bomb. No way. Mark, will you ever train anyone for Border Wars? No. I would possibly do it if somebody's close to me. Like, I don't mind. If we click. I would get. That's why I was never a full-time trainer. I would get too frustrated if I'm working with somebody who's not listening or just isn't able to do what I'm saying. It would have to be like a click. I'm very skeptical about people that claim they know everything about particular subject matter. Well, nobody knows everything about anything. My strategy was to do all the homework and take the test without studying. I cheated a lot. Like a lot. No, because in Arizona, right, it was like 50,000 people. So the classes were literally a midterm and a final. That's your grade. And in the interim, you show up to 200-300 people fill auditoriums for lectures. And you're supposed to take notes, and you take the midterm and the final. So, and those shits could get leaked. A couple times the midterm got leaked. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And
yeah, I've been there.
Or it was like 2 different ones were leaked. So I just wrote out the answers for each one and just handed after I got it, so I cheated a lot. I cheated a fucking lot. And it was, but a smaller school would have been harder. because they take attendance. Like they didn't take attendance in those auditoriums. There's no way they could. They didn't give a fuck.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, Sac State was kind of the same way. Let me say this: I was the opposite of what Mysterious just said. I would never do the homework, but for some reason, shit did stick in my head, so I always would ace the test.
Oh, you're one of those fucking guys.
Fuck all that homework.
I'd be jealous of guys like you. That would piss me off. So you did well on, what was your GPA?
I think I 3.5 at the end.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what's slacking off.
You're a smart dude.
I was doing my thing.
I don't know where all these felonies came from, but okay.
I have no felonies. Fuck you.
Oh, I thought it was felonies. No felonies? Just
hell no.
Oh,
No. The only mistakes I've made in my life is marriage and misdemeanors. I never took it that far. I always knew how to walk a fine line. You feel me? Like I did my shit. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. So there's a difference. Okay, I got you. I've never been arrested. I got almost a couple times, but never. Attorney, good, skeptical. All right. Ooh, that fucking pepper's still in my sinus. It's hard to cheat today. That's a fact. Actually, no. Wouldn't it be easier to cheat with computers and you could I feel like it'd be easier to cheat if you're taking your test on a laptop. Like I know they might have security measures, but
I've taken online classes and they kind of the teacher can select from let's say the question is the test rather is 50 questions. They can put 100 in, and then for each individual student, it'll kind of randomize it, so you all get a slightly different version of the test.
Motherfuckers, yeah.
They were doing that when I was graduating because it took me a while because I switched majors a few times.
I was back in the filling the fucking little bubbles with the pencil.
Oh shit, yeah.
That was before your time, probably.
Yeah, that was when I was in high school. Yeah.
Same as CJ. I just passed the test. That's how I got by. And yeah, you just never showed up. Well, good for you. Would definitely listen to you, Mr. Lightning. No harm in listening. I don't know what's going on between them, but the teacher can see your screen during the test.
Damn, they took it a step further.
But that's what I'm saying, TCP. There must be some kind of a hack where you could still pull up Google and have it blacked out from the person who's monitoring the screen somehow. There has to be some kind of a hack to do that.
Yeah, you have 2 or 3 monitors. So
Yep, it's easier to catch. Okay, yeah, I mean, it probably is easier. Nowadays, you can monitor what kids are doing. I know. I got my son a cell phone, man. I have to approve everything. They'll message me if he says a word like beat up or kill or something anything potential. It'll say potential bullying, potential violence. It'll say all that. Yes.
I know this is a soft spot, but do they filter out a Swiss cheese? Sorry, I had to.
Do they do what about Swiss cheese?
They give you an alert when he says something like Swiss cheese.
No. That's why, and I know you're joking, but you would think that they should if it's that bad. If he can get in fucking legal trouble for it, shouldn't they?
Yeah, good point.
Because it's not whatever. That's why we're moving out of the state, by the way. It's one of the main reasons, too.
Yeah.
They're fucking Connecticut's whack. Attorney, since you want to go there, I'll just keep it signed just a little longer. I bet you didn't know that your own ancestors are fish. What the fuck? And all of ours, if you go back in time far enough.
Well, he was talking about how life started in the sea, right? And then eventually the amphibians came out. Yeah, as I understand it. Yeah, fish and then amphibians to reptiles and et cetera, et cetera.
All water. Yep, everything was all water, and it was single cell amoebas, and then slowly started growing. But we are in a country with free education, and you get to choose what you want to do for a living. Imagine otherwise. And we're talking about stress. I know you're big on practicing gratitude. I get it, and that helps. But also, people's problems are people's problems. Like my son has his issues, and I'm looking at him like, yo, I was literally getting robbed at gunpoint at your age. I was hearing gunshots every night. I was having dudes crawl through my window, crackheads stealing my fucking radio, pulling guns. I was having shit thrown at me from 20 stories. Drug dealers, that's what I'm dealing with. And you're fucking complaining about your little shit. But then it hits me like, yeah, but that's all he knows. So
right, it's all subjective. You can only know what you've been through. You can't compare it to, dad had it much worse because he didn't live through that. So I feel what you're saying.
And like my wife grew up in the suburbs, right? So she didn't grow up around dangerous, but her home life was fucking crazy. Her dad and her mom, it was bad. It was bad. So that's her struggle. So she didn't have to worry about getting robbed. or having a drug dealer fucking, or like I was worried about my. Here, this is a true story, guys. My mother once fist fought a pimp. I don't know if I told you that. I know it's funny, but it's dead. She had a fucking black eye in the whole nine. She fist fought a pimp one time. Not because she was a hoe.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
There was,
but no, I am interested in how that went
I'll
down.
tell you right now, there was this
down.
diner. You could look it up. It's called Munson Diner. Actually, and it was a. You ever see those diners that are like trailers almost? You ever see those old school like 50s diners that are trailers?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
yes.
It was one of those. I don't know where it started, but it was dropped on the corner where I grew up in Hell's Kitchen. Right. It was actually big in the 70s during Studio 54 days. It was before Hell's Kitchen got super bad, I think, or maybe it wasn't. I was already bad then, but a lot of people would go and eat at this diner. It was it's in Studio 54 movie. It's called Munson Diner. And since then, they actually took the trailer and they moved it upstate, and it's like a landmark now. But anyway, it was this diner. And it was in the 80s and 90s, Hell's Kitchen was a notorious spot for drug dealers, pimps, hookers. So the hookers would always come into the diner and go use the bathroom, clean themselves up after doing what they do, right? So two people came to that diner mostly. It was hookers and cab drivers would always stop while working, go in there, get food, and go. You always saw a cab parked, but the cab drivers would have to take out their meter because the meter was expensive and it would get jacked in a second by a crackhead or a stick-up kid. So my moms would always go to this diner because she knew one of the guys who worked there. So I would go too with her sometimes. A lot, actually. Anyway, one night she says she's there. I wasn't there because I wake up one morning. She has a black eye. I'm like, what the fuck happened? She goes in the diner and she says she's sitting there and a hooker comes in all bloody. And the pimp is behind her and he's like roughing her up, like push her, like, come on, bitch, get the fuck. And he's like hitting her. So my mom, is Bulgarian. She goes, hey, you leave that girl alone. And the pimp was like, what? And they went at it and the pimp ended up punching her in the face. And she fought back though. Like my mom is tough. And then, but the guy who was our friend who worked there didn't do shit. So I remember going in the next day with my mother, and I was like, why didn't you? The guy's like, he was this Israeli dude. He's like, I'm sorry, but last time I left behind the counter, they robbed me. So like that's how bad it was then. Like if he went from behind the counter to help a woman getting beat up by a pimp, somebody else would come and rob the fucking register. That was Hell's Kitchen. So my son sits there and tells me his friends are mean to him. I'm like, man, you don't even know what. Like your friends are mean? Okay, try that.
Sure, I feel you.
So she fist fought a pimp. True story.
What you just told me? No, I believe you, and that's wild. But she had a lot of courage. Let me ask you this, as a like on a tangent, as a New Yorker from the '70s, how did you feel about the movie Taxi Driver?
Well, I'm born in '76, so I'm really more '80s. I don't really remember the '70s. Okay. I'm '80s and '90s, but I don't even remember I remember '82, '83 and on. I don't remember before that. I didn't see Taxi Driver. That's with De Niro. That's with De Niro, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I never saw
it.
And
a young Jodie Foster. You got to go see that. I would recommend you do that today. Like seriously, it's a great film.
Maybe I'll watch it with wife. Yeah, it's set in the '70s.
Yes, late '70s, I believe.
And where did you get your? Oh, these guys are still going at the whole. So wait, what's happening here? So I guess attorney is more religious based, right? And then lightning is more.
That's what I'm gathering. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yo, I got to mute up for just a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it. I heard a girl speak before. I don't know if that was one of his ladies or who that was, but CJ got some honeys at the crib. If you see a woman getting beat up, you're helping her. Are you guys helping her? Well, in New York, it's 50-50. Probably more so people help now. But when I was coming up, it was 50-50. People mind their business because you can get fucking killed helping somebody. You know what I mean? I know a guy dude's from Connecticut. He moved to New York 20 years ago or whatever. And he was in the train and he saw a man looked like he was trying to rape a woman almost. So he went over and was like, helped. And to this day, he has a scar from here to here. The guy sliced his fucking face for coming over and not minding his business. But he wanted to help the woman.
There you go. And I hate to put it like this, but yeah, nowadays you never know, especially if it's like a domestic situation, like a woman and her partner, as I like to say it these days. Yeah, she might get mad at you for even intervening. Like, this is our business. Get out. So hey, if I don't know her, I'm sorry to say, I'm not going to intervene. That's strictly for family and close friends. So
You got a
that's
honey
how it
over
is,
there?
unfortunately.
You got a honey over there, CJ? What's going on? I heard a female voice.
The next ex-wife might be lurking around. I don't
Oh, that
know.
was her? Okay. I heard a female. Well, good for you. Next ex-wife. She's gonna accept that little jokey moniker only for so long.
I plan ahead. Nothing
Then
is
she's gonna.
nothing is guaranteed.
You know what? She has to accept it forever because she needs to adjust.
Yes, like I got to keep that, that incentive hanging over her head because even if I do wife her, we could always, could always be
That's
the
when
next
I
ex.
know you're gonna find the woman. That's when you're gonna know that you find the woman for you. Is you're not even gonna you won't even consider going to the adjust route. You'll be like, okay, I'll do what she asks. That's when you know.
No, I'm not bending the knee. I've been through way too much. But no, we're cool. We're vibing right now.
I would say
She's
mine, but you don't know what she did. Huh.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I don't get involved with domestic violence. So if the husband's beating his wife, yeah, domestic is weird because it's like, yeah, you want to help, but like you don't know if there is some onus on the woman, like she keeps coming back and back and back after it. Like you don't know the whole dynamic. Some people are a glutton for punishment, and some people are just victims. And it's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
you might get sliced across the face like oh boy did, and the next day she's back with him. So what the fuck? You didn't even.
Right. Right. Well, this was, I think, just a random like attempted raping or something.
That's wild.
Yeah. Word.
I don't see how a man can get in that mindset. Like, not only is it horrible, a deplorable act, but like, don't you want the woman to want you? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't get
Anyway.
it either, man. Shakur going to dominate Zepeda. It will be a learning experience for some. For who? Who in here thinks Shakur what? But he says Alberto, and even Alberto switched up his fucking role. Right? Even he was like, "Fuck it, okay."
Said no, we'll switch it to the Canelo. I don't know
The
what the
ring's
status
too
of that bet
small.
is.
I would try and
Yeah.
help a woman and get murdered for stepping in, and she was gonna love the dude who killed you.
Exactly.
Can't
There
you
you
get
go.
persecuted for not helping sometimes? I don't think so. You can get persecuted for being an accomplice.
Hmm.
Can you get persecuted for not telling? Like, let's say you see some shit and you don't say anything.
Oh, you can, whip up the phone, call 911, and you've done your due diligence. I'm not sure if that's a prosecutable offense. He might be right, but that's what I would do.
Because like
I'm not getting
sometimes
paid
people will
to put
be
my
with
life on the line.
somebody, right? I'll like, let's say I'm in like Dave Chappelle and Wayne Brady. When Wayne Brady started like doing all this dirt, and Dave Chappelle was just in the car, kind of like almost trapped. I know it's a skit, but like, could Dave Chappelle get in trouble because he was next to Wayne while Wayne's shooting people and pimping hoes and shit? You remember
Yeah,
that
I
skit?
do think like if you're like with the person, see, I don't know in public, I'm not sure, but if you're like with the person, like, yeah, we're out on a car ride or whatever. Yeah, like technically he is an accomplice to
But you
whatever
can
the fuck
say
Wayne Brady was doing.
you could say like, I'm scared for my life. Like Chappelle was scared for his life. Like that's why he didn't run out. He didn't want to die too.
Well, that's a good defense, but he would still have to go to trial, I think.
Well, you know what I always say, right?
What's that?
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Love that one. They said that he didn't want to say a bitch. He was because he's so like. Turns out he's a fruitcake. I didn't even know that.
He's what?
He's a fruitcake.
I mean, I could see it in his mannerisms, but yeah.
I never did. I mean, well, technically, he said he's pansexual. Was it?
Mm.
Which means,
Yeah.
I guess that
anything goes.
But what's that? I guess now anything is man, woman, or trans, right? That's what that means, I suppose. But they all were born a specific thing to begin with, and then they morphed.
We're talking about religion and evolution and trans people. This is too much today.
Yeah, word. We have an attorney in the chat. Let's ask him. Oh yeah,
word.
Yeah, right. I think he's done. I think he tapped out. I think Mr. Lightning scared him off. Not scared him off, nauseated him off. The Folgers commercials were a dead giveaway for Wayne Brady. I don't remember that. What was he?
Me either.
I never thought he was fruity. He was a little like, he was more to me like trained theater actor. Like he had that vibe, not gay. Not to me.
Well, I mean, there's some crossover there,
I guess.
Dudes that were super into the arts and Thespians, as they say. Thespians. He's a thespian.
Right. What's that mean unless you have a duty? The fuck's that mean?
Huh?
What kind of duty?
Oh, a duty to, I don't know, you're like given your job position or whatever that you
Oh,
would be
I got you.
expected
If you're
to.
like an
to fucking-
off-duty cop or something, you gotta.
Right.
What if you're off duty though? Can you be like, I'm not working?
Fuck it. I'm not getting paid. Fuck it.
Haney is getting knocked out if he can't run any. I mean, yeah, this is a dangerous fight for him against a young,
It
hungry
is.
lion. Dang, I give him props for taking it. You
Hell
gotta
yeah.
give the kid. He's the only one of all the four horsemen that actually was taking the hard fights. The only one. The only one who took them.
No, that's a fact.
You know,
Yes.
Shakur and Tio were trying. Tank wasn't really trying. Shakur and Tio were at least trying, it seemed, but they never got them. Go Google his old Folgers commercials. He was super zesty. Well, I mean, do we think that my man's on the Knicks is actually gay? I don't know. What the fuck's his name? Cat? Karl Anthony Towns? Like, he says some pretty fruity sounding shit, but is he actually gay? I don't think he is, but who the fuck knows? Who cares, actually? As long as he wins us a championship, he can be as gay as he wants. I'll be rooting for Zepeda, but there's no fucking way he beats Shakur. Yeah, well, at least you're honest. Intent is very important in the American legal system. Yeah, like when you drop a kid by mistake, you shouldn't be penalized or charged for any kind of a felony or not felony, but criminal act. Against Brian Norman, you only heard about him since last year. I've only heard so. It doesn't matter when I only heard of him. I've seen him fight a bunch of times now. I've looked up some of his old fights. The dude is dangerous. What you mean? Cat is a 2D fruity? I don't know. Nah, they just be childish with the cat jokes. Come on, man. You've seen, like, for sure. Like, that's pretty, right?
Yes. I mean, he used to play out here in Sacramento, right? He was drafted by the Kings, so I'm familiar with him.
Was that like did they think he was a little fruity then too?
No, there was no Tootie on his name back then. But maybe I just wasn't paying attention enough. I don't know. Like I said, I don't even watch basketball anymore. Like I'm from your era. You stopped watching maybe 15, 20 years ago. I'm right there. I just followed it like casually.
Yeah, I just picked it back up. He's somebody to pick one because people think he's a square. His mannerisms are very like Valley girlish sometimes.
Right. It's more feminine, maybe a single mother type thing. I don't know.
Did I see the Randall fight? I did not. But I don't know what you're insinuating, but the dude is undefeated and he's knocking most people out. So he's dangerous. I'll tell you that. Mr. Lightning, where did these things come from? Explain the origin of the chain of events. Oh boy.
He's back. Well, let's ask him about the did he say anything about, are you complicit or could you be prosecuted for being a bystander?
That he said about the duty, only if you have a duty to.
Oh, that was him. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, he's thinking of Demetrius Cousins. People thought he was gay too. I mean, there's definitely been some gay NBA players that we just don't know who they are.
Right.
Towns never played for the Kings? Huh?
What?
Is that true?
Am I tripping? No, because I used to listen to sports radio every day, and Grant Napier would always talk about Karl Anthony Towns. Unless I'm tripping. I mean, like I said, I don't follow closely, but I could have sworn he was drafted by the Kings.
Maybe he was drafted but traded?
I could have sworn he played at least one season. I don't know.
I don't know. You got Catterall against Eubank? I think Eubank might win it.
Yeah, it's Harlem's time.
Alberto played in the NBA? No, he did not. Oh, he's calling
Alberto. I get it. Yeah.
Demetrius, I said DeMarcus. Did I say Demetrius?
DeMarcus Cousins, I never heard. I mean, I know he played for the Kings. That's a fact. But no, I never heard that about him. He seemed pretty masculine to me.
Yeah, I mean, some people said Magic Johnson was gay. That's why he got AIDS, but I don't believe that.
Well, I mean, look at his son.
His son's gay as shit, but so is Dwayne Wayne's son.
Oh my! No, he took it to the next level. So, yeah.
Did he cut his shit off and
I'm not sure where they are with the surgery, but
did he
he's
banana
definitely
splice it?
transitioning.
Did he banana split it?
He considers himself a woman. I'll just leave it at that.
He might. That's what they do. They banana split it.
Yo, I don't even want to think about that because I think he's still a minor. I don't know. Whatever, man.
Yeah. Attorney, they evolved from a single celled organisms. How far back do you want me to go? They did. That's how it started. Single-celled amoebas, I believe. Yes, explain duty, basically a reasonable, foreseeable responsibility. Parent, officer, possible business owner.
Interesting, business owner. Okay.
Right. So if somebody's getting fucked up in my club, it'd be on me maybe to like do something. I mean, yeah, and I would.
You have to.
I know that.
Did you personally intervene? I guess it depends on the situation, but
call the cops. Like you're not gonna.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
If I can't just be like, well, she shouldn't have said that to him. Slap her.
Oh man, 1950 shit.
You have to be really gay to cut your penis off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be very, very committedly gay. That's a fact. Yeah. That's crazy shit.
Insane.
Man.
But I mean, he supported it all the way. So what can you say? I think that his wife had a lot to do with that, being in Hollywood and all. But
yeah, I mean, there's a lot more gayness going on now. A lot more people are coming out or transitioning and all that shit. It's a lot more prevalent.
There you go.
Is it ever justifiable to hit a woman if they don't shut the fuck up? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't shut up.
I know you're being sarcastic, but yeah, some adjustment is. I would say only if my life was threatened. Otherwise, I should be able to restrain her. But she pulls out a knife or a gun. Yeah, all bets are off.
Yeah, I mean a gun. Yeah, no, but yeah. No.
What about you? You're trying to get stabbed? Well, she stabbed your ass in the heart, and that's it. And you're trying to be a gentleman. You're trying to be chivalrous while you're bleeding out.
What kind of bitches are we dating here?
Hey, these bitches are crazy nowadays. You're lucky you got out the game early. You don't know what's going on.
Girls are we fucking with here? Navy SEALs?
Yeah, she comes with a knife between her teeth. You feel me?
Where did they come from? Yeah, I mean, nobody understands how the life started. You know, the planet started spinning, it started creating atmosphere, all this stuff started happening, and then where did but Bailey, the argument here is none of that single cell, none of that is in the Bible ever, because back then they didn't know about it. So the argument is, well, they should have known about it if the Bible is from the words of the Creator. Why is none of that there? So that's the argument, because there are certain things we just don't know. So that's the argument, I think. Right, right, Lightning? Am I accurate with that? Is that's kind of the theory? Oh my God, y'all dating Ram? I know, right? What the fuck? Bitches be bonkers. Yeah, they do. The physical scientific reasons why man were created in Ethiopia is because of supply of water, salt, and volcano eruptions. Okay. Okie dokie.
But yo, keep this. You saying I'm tripping like dating Rambo or whatever, but I've never been in like a life-threatening situation. I'm just saying hypothetically, I would have to defend myself, my own life. But the statistics came out pretty recently, and maybe last year, that lesbian relationships actually have the highest rate of domestic violence. You feel me? Because there's no one to control their emotions. They're both just all going off the handle. So it's almost like twice the rate of heterosexual. Go ahead.
I had a friend of mine who was a lesbian couple seeing a therapist, and not lesbian, a straight couple seeing a therapist. And at one point, the woman's like, "Oh, I just wish I was gay sometimes. This guy drives me crazy." And the therapist is like, "Stop." She goes, "No, you don't. I have lesbian clients, and they are a billion times worse than you guys. That's exactly what the therapist said. She's like, no, you don't.
Because no one's willing to stand down and like take the high road. Like, I know you know this, Marco. Even sometimes when you know for a fact you're right, for the sake of peace, you'll just be like, all right, well, let's try to come to some understanding. But I don't think women do that. They always think, they always think they're in the right.
They have to hear sorry. They have to.
Mhm.
They have to. Yeah, you come on. We've all become, maybe not you, Mr. Adjust, but we've all become Academy Award-winning actors. Like, okay, I'm sorry. I should have thought of that. It's like, just shut the fuck up.
I tried, man. I tried, but my personal peace is just paramount to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, my thing is, who was there to tell you with exactness how all of this started? Where is your direct evidence? There is none based on what you believe. Well, I mean,
Can we get off the religion and science for now?
yeah, these two are going at it. But God is God and religion is religion. They are not the same thing. Shit. I wish I had a higher power belief. That'd be dope. That's what I'm trying to get one. Trying something, energy, whatever, something.
Got you. Yeah.
Because wouldn't that be nice to know that you're good? Like,
well, you can't know, but to believe that you're good, it can be a powerful thing. Yeah, I mean, in the human mind.
Knowing is believing. Like, if we believed it, then we know it. It's the same thing.
Well, I'm not going to get into epistemology, but
I don't even know.
You got
I'm not pissing on anybody. I'm just saying.
That means epistemology is the study of knowledge, and knowledge, in academic terms, is justified true belief. So you have to believe it. It has to actually be true, like backed up by evidence, and you have to be justified. And I'm not going to get into all that, but yeah, that's epistemology.
But yeah, it would be nice to just know, believe, whatever, that you're good, like that.
Well, I fell in with a meditation group, so I have like some form of spirituality, not what most people ride with, not any of the mainstream religions, but yeah, I mean, can provide some comfort. Get you to push through a hard, difficult time because you think that there's a bigger plan. But yeah, I'm kind of back and forth on that.
Religion is just there to divide people. I don't think that's why it's there. It does that, but I don't think that's why it's there. That's why these dumb donuts are arguing in the chat. Donuts? Oh, these donuts. Not dumb donuts. That's funny. So calling somebody a dumb donut. He didn't say dumb, but what's a donut? It sounds like degrading, but like, have you ever heard that before? You donut.
No, but just inferring, maybe he's calling them holes.
Oh, like assholes, yeah. Okay. Donut. I'm going to use that, Hayes. Shut up, you donut. There's only one God, no other power. Well, I don't know. I know that.
Hey, what do folks think about Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano? Serrano really needs this one, but how do you guys see that playing out?
I think it's going to be the same thing. Raise her close. I don't know who's going to get it, but I don't think it's going to be like, there's a third one. What are the odds that there's going to be another where it's like one-sided? It's going to be another super close fight.
Okay. Can't wait to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I
wish you got your path, though. I wish you got your path for the fight.
No, man. What the fuck?
Hey, keep trying. Keep your name out there. Eventually, something will break. They're like, man, this guy's relentless, and I've seen his content. I'm gonna fuck with him. That's how I see it.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep pushing it. All right, man. I'm gonna wrap it up. We'll be back on tonight as usual. Appreciate you guys. CJ, good talking to you.
Sounds good.
Right,
Take it easy.
Peace.